One of the biggest frustrations I dealt with when I was 250 pounds was the feeling of food cravings. And what would happen was I would cave into my temptation, eat a bunch of stuff that I was craving, wreck my progress, and then it would set me back. In today's video, guys, I'm gonna give you guys some of my best tips to manage food cravings so you don't completely wreck your progress and have to fall off the bandwagon. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Jonathan. I went from 250 to 177, lost over 70 pounds through trial and error, and I make these videos to give you guys realistic and effective strategies that work so you don't have to waste time doing things that don't. So like I was saying when I first started this video off, I was 250 pounds, lost over 70 pounds. But back when I was heavier, you know, I would have these food cravings, and I'm human too. So like potato chips, pizza, you know, donuts, chocolate chip cookies, all those things that taste good that every human being living here likes. You get what I mean? I would be craving that type of food. I would end up eating it. I would end up going overboard. And what would happen was, like, to paint a story, like say if I'm out with my my wife, or at the time it was my girlfriend when I was 250 pounds, we'd be driving around. We stop at my favorite burger spot. My logic was, if I'm gonna get a burger, I might as well get the triple burger. And if I get the triple burger, I might as well get bacon on it. And if I'm gonna do that, I might as well get the fries. And if I get the fries, I might as well get the shake. And since we here, I might as well grab the dessert as well too and make it a whole full side meal, right? So then I eat all that, which is like probably like 2,700 calories, go home, and since I'm already off the bandwagon, what's the point now? I might as well just enjoy the snacks and stuff that I got around the house and just live my life. And I would tell myself, man, I'm just trying to live life, right? And then you look up, a week goes by, you've been binge eating and doing all types of stuff, and now you completely off the bandwagon. And if I'm honest, when you finally get around to stepping on the scale, you're like 10 pounds heavier. All right. So to avoid all this from ever happening again to you guys, what I'm going to do is share some of my tips that I found how to kind of like work around these cravings so you can still satisfy the craving, but still stay on point with the fat loss goals as well too. Now, again, this is not stuff I looked up on the internet. This is cold, hard facts of what actually works because I've actually had to go through this stuff. All right. So learning how to handle this. You got cravings, say like it's for like ice cream or whatever. It's going to get me to my first point, is that you want to find alternative food for the food that you are craving. So if it's ice cream, they have this thing called Halo ice cream. You can eat the whole pint of ice cream. Some of you guys already know about it. Halo ice cream, you can eat the whole pint of ice cream. It's, I think, at max 320 calories max, right? There's some that are like 150, some that are like 170, 240, and they have protein in them, right? So you can still hit your protein goals. You can still crush your ice cream. You can still manage your cravings, and then you can still be on track with your fat loss goals. So that's one, finding alternatives for the food that you like to eat. Now, for me, I told you I love burgers. I would get a triple burger or whatever. So instead of going to the burger spot, what I could do is just get lean ground beef. That's what I did. I love lean ground beef now because I can eat a burger every single day and not get tired of it. So 97% lean ground beef, and I can make me a quadruple burger if I wanted to, whatever, if I'm really craving it that bad. Okay, and you can use a low-calorie bun or you can use the regular bun because lean ground beef is not that much in calories. Anyways, to sum that all up, you get my point, is just to find an alternative to the food you like to eat. This is going to take some intentionality and some research there, but if you're really serious about your fat loss goals, you're going to find a way to have your favorite food and have an alternative for it as well too, right? Another cheat code, this is to bring me back to my second point. This is like a cheat code here. Not a lot of people talk about this, but I'm going to share this with y'all. So what you can do if you having cravings. For me, I love potato chips. I love Lay's potato chips. Like, I don't care how deep I am into fitness. Potato chips taste good, okay? They taste really good to me. So what I do is that I would have my normal fat loss meal, my normal meal prep or whatever that is. Say if it's chicken and broccoli, or for me, it's going to be lean ground beef and pinto beans all in a bowl. I would have that, and then I would have a small bag of chips. So when I say the small bag of chips, there is these, like, you know, like when you were a kid, you can get like the variety pack. So I'm talking about something like that. You get the variety pack and a small bag of chips where you know the serving size is one bag, 160 calories or whatever. I can still have those chips. I can have one, I can have two or whatever, right? But I'm still going to fill up first off my fat loss meal, which is the lean ground beef and the pinto beans. For me, I get 8 ounces of lean ground beef and then pinto beans, okay? So I got a text message coming in. I would do that. It would fill me up, and then I can have the potato chips. I'm not eating as much potato chips as I would if I had the potato chips first, okay? Because I know I'm not the only one. If you guys ever come home for work, grab a bag of chips, start eating the chips while you're cooking your meal prep healthy food or whatever, you can burn through 700 calories before you touch your meal. So I'd have my meal first, the high protein meal first, then have the craving food afterwards. You end up not eating as much. That's a cheat code, okay? So that's point number 2. For point number 3, which is a cheat code that you should probably implement, is that before you have the craving food, drink a protein shake. I literally did this at the time of this recording. Easter was yesterday. All right, my mom makes a Toll House pie. It's filled with chocolate chips. It's pretty much pie crust, and chocolate chips all in the middle. I could devour that whole thing by myself. So I knew when she brought it to my house, I'm like, okay, now this is where, like, hold on, we talking. I just went out and I grabbed a protein shake. People looking at me like, are you drinking a protein shake? Yeah, I'm gonna have a protein shake real quick. I just need to get my protein in. I ain't care what people think of me, right? I had the protein shake. That way, when I had some pie, I only had one small slice because the protein shake had filled me up already. I wasn't really like about to pig out on the pie because I know, again, I could eat half that pie by myself. So when I had the protein shake, protein satiates your stomach, so it gives you the sensation of like not being as hungry. So when you eat something, you don't go overboard. That's a cheat code. So have a protein shake before you have the craving food, and you won't eat as much. And I would say if you are just like, well, I really want to enjoy it and I just really want to eat it, then bro, just eat it. Just eat it and then walk more that day. If you watch any of my other videos, I always champion walking daily. So if you're following me and you're following the content that I put out, you should be walking daily anyways. So if you're walking daily, burning anywhere from 400 to 500 calories every time you walk, it's really not going to be that big of a deal if you have some craving food every now and then. Now, don't rely on just the walking in general, because what can start to happen, you can eat up that progress that you do each day in walking in bad calories. So we don't want to rely on it, but at the same time, like, you should be okay if you're doing daily steps in. Last point, if all else fails, bro, just eat it. You know what I'm saying? Just eat it. You don't have to kill yourself in this fat loss process. Like, if you follow anything I say, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, which if you guys have been, I appreciate all the support. If you've been watching me for any amount of time, I tell you to set your environment up to win, and we do this in a way that can be sustainable for us long term. So the walking helps cut into the calorie count, and I do that because if you do kind of fall off the bandwagon, have some snacks every now and then, your total net calories for the day, and I'm giving away the sauce right now. If you know, I'm giving away the sauce right now. I'm not saying you can outwork a bad diet, but those that have ears, let them hear, right? If your total net calories for the day is still within your calorie deficit range, you're still okay, all right? I just gave y'all the sauce, but if you get it, you get it. If you don't, I'm explaining in other videos. So if you had 3,000 calories or 2,500 calories and you feel like you went over and you walk that day and your walk burned 500 calories, essentially, your net calories for the day would essentially be 2,000, which would still put you in a calorie deficit. So even if you had some craving food, you would still be okay, as long as you manage throughout the rest of the week. All right. So that's pretty much what that is. So like I said, all those tips, I've used those in my fat loss process. I use them to this day. Implement those in your life. That's how you manage food cravings. This is a no BS approach about how you manage the food cravings and what you can do to still have the food and still stay in line with your fat loss goals. I hope this video helps you and you can apply it to your fat loss journey. Stay tuned for more content.